Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. The International Building Expo 2025 launches, spotlighting Guyana's path to sustainable growth and national transformation. Attorney General Nandlall denies any government role in U.S. lawmakers' tweets, targeting presidential hopeful Azreen Mohammed. A new play park was opened at May 26 Nursery School, bringing joy to children and fulfilling a promise by First Lady Arya Ali. And 39-year-old father dies during surgery as a three-vehicle crash at UG Road. The countdown is on for one of Guyana's biggest national events. The International Building Expo 2025 was officially launched yesterday at the Railway Courtyard on Lamha Street in Georgetown. Held under the theme, The Road to Success, Guyana 2030 and Beyond, the four-day event will bring together over 500 exhibitors and more than 120,000 visitors from across the Caribbean and beyond. This year's focus, sustainability, technology and national transformation, as Guyana sets its sights on long-term development goals. Ignite News reporter Kaylee Carter was at the launch and filed this report.
Thank you, Rihanna. The International Building Expo 2025 has officially been launched under the theme Road to Success, Guyana 2030 and Beyond. The event sets the tone for what has become a major platform for innovation in construction, housing, and sustainable development. In previous years, the Expo has attracted over 400 exhibitors from both the local and international sectors, a testament to its growing influence in shaping Guyana's infrastructure and investment future.
The road to success to us is a metaphor for the developmental transformation of our country. You would recall that when Secretary Rubio was here recently, he said Guyana is not just developing, it is transforming. And you have a government in place that is ensuring that this transformation begins, and it has in the last 5 years, and that it continues in the next 5 years and long into the future. This year's Expo will be bigger than the Ministry of Housing and Water. You will see exhibits, an exhibition of the growth and success in all of the sectors, including in infrastructure, health, education, agriculture, security, and of course, the tremendous success of the housing sector. The International Building Expo remains a household product. Every year at the Expo, we witness visitors in excess of over 100,000 people that would pass through this exhibition in the 4 days of its duration.
This occasion marks the beginning of a national conversation, one that extends beyond brick and mortar, but it's about the vision, it's about the promise, it's about the pathway towards a Guyana 2030 and beyond. The theme of this year's Expo, The Road to Success, Guyana 2030 and Beyond, encapsulates our collective mission to not only build physical infrastructure, but to architect a future that is inclusive, resilient, innovative, and sustainable. It is a future that is being shaped today by every investment made, every community empowered, every young person inspired. So this year's Expo is expected to be the largest, most inclusive, and transformative edition. It will be a dynamic platform where ideas and opportunities intersect, where policymakers, engineers, architects, entrepreneurs, students, and citizens alike can engage in meaningful dialogue and collaboration. It will therefore be a space where you can engage and witness to cutting-edge technology that meets traditional craftsmanship. It's where global best practices merge with local innovation and where dreams of a better living become tangible realities.
As anticipation builds for the upcoming Expo, today's launch marks more than just the beginning of an event. It reinforces the country's commitment to future-ready infrastructure and inclusive development. Reporting from the Railway Courtyard on Lamaha Street, Georgetown, I'm Kaylee Carter for Ignite News. Back to you, Rihanna.
Thank you, Kaylee. The Expo runs from August 14th to 17th at the Guyana National Stadium, Providence. Organizers say it is a showcase of innovation and a major step forward in turning Guyana's development plans into reality. The World Health Organization has praised Guyana for major improvements in tackling influenza and respiratory threats. In just 2 years, the country tripled its sentinel surveillance sites from 4 to 12, ensuring faster, more accurate tracking of viral trends. Guyana now submits weekly flu data to WHO platforms FluNet and Fluid, helping monitor outbreaks across the Americas. A key milestone, certification of Guyana's National Public Health Reference Laboratory as a WHO-recognized influenza center. This means lab results from Guyana now directly support global virus surveillance. The Ministry of Public Health says accreditation boosts the nation's ability to detect and respond to viral threats, especially ahead of the 2025 launch of a national flu vaccination policy. With plans underway to protect high-risk groups and a finalized emergency health plan, Guyana is stepping up as a regional leader in public health preparedness. While Guyana wins praise abroad, some international headlines are stirring controversy closer to home. Minister of Legal Affairs and Attorney General Nandlall is rejecting claims that the PBC government had any role in recent social media posts made by 2 U.S. lawmakers. Congressman Carlos Gimenez and Congresswoman Maria Elvira Salazar took to X, formerly Twitter, this week to level allegations against presidential hopeful Ashraf Mohammed, who was recently sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury for alleged gold smuggling. They claim Mohammed's run for office threatens U.S.-Guyana relations and link him to Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro regime. During his Issues in the News program last evening, Nandlall dismissed claims that the Congress member's tweets stemmed from information provided by the government. He accused some media houses of peddling this narrative.
Are they suggesting that the U.S. Congress and the U.S. congressmen and women are a bunch of rubber stamps? That these people have no integrity? That they have no self-respect? That they will just prostitute their position as Congress, as members of Congress, and simply publish something that somebody hands them in their hand and said, tweet this to Guyana. And look, there's an envelope of money for you here.
He added U.S. Congress members are not easily swayed and that their public statements, especially on X, carry weight and are not made lightly.
You can't hand an American congressman a piece of paper and say, tweet this, and he will tweet it. It must be something that is part of their policy, that they are aware of, that they have investigated, and that is their position.
Nandlall also pointed out that U.S. leaders, including President Donald Trump, have used X to share key policies. Additionally, given the global impact of statements from high-level U.S. politicians, Nandlall insisted that statements, such as the ones made against Mohammed, are unlikely to be uninformed and random. Still ahead, GECOM greenlights party symbols for elections. A former PNCR MP explains his exit, and Apple lays out his infrastructure vision. Stay with us.
The ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League is back, and it's bigger than ever. Defending champions, Rank 4 riders, return to defend their crown. But the Warriors, the proud hosts, are ready to battle on home soil. The best from Australia, New Zealand, and the UAE join the fight for global glory. The ultimate test, the ultimate prize. It's the clash of the T20 champions. Get your tickets now at Warriors Box Office or GSLT20.com.
Welcome back. Let's talk politics and planning ahead of the 2025 elections. The Guyana Elections Commission has approved 19 of the 22 symbols submitted by political parties contesting the upcoming general and regional elections. In a statement, GECOM explained that the final approval of the remaining 3 symbols is pending minor modifications. The Commission is currently in the process of communicating the necessary changes to the respective parties. GECOM also clarified that while 24 symbols were initially submitted, 2 political parties have since joined a Partnership for National Unity, or APNU. As a result, their symbols have been observed into the collation and are no longer listed separately. With nomination day set for July 14th, GECOM says it remains committed to continuous engagement with all political parties as they move towards submitting their list of candidates. A full list of political parties and their approval status has been made available for public viewing on GECOM's social media. Former PNCR executive German Figueira has offered a detailed explanation of his recent resignation from the party, saying it was driven by what he described as a deep departure from the party's founding principles. In a written statement, Figueira pointed to the erosion of ethics, visionary leadership, and unity within the PNCR. He said the party has become consumed by divisive ethno-political rhetoric that, in his view, undermine Guyana's pluralism and national cohesion. Figueira also criticized a growing culture of exclusion and vindictiveness within the party, claiming even respected senior figures were marginalized. He described the current leadership as intellectually stagnant and lacking the foresight needed to guide Guyana's future. His statement also took aim at the PNCR's recent parliamentary walkout during debates on Venezuela's territorial claim, calling the move a betrayal of national responsibility and patriotism. Figueira said he remains committed to serving the public, but no longer believes the party reflects the values he once stood for. The Partnership for National Unity's APNU's Infrastructural Development Plan will entail improved road networks, as well as the opening of new lands within the country's highland areas. This is according to the leader of the partnership, Orby Norton, as he divulged some of the party's plans should they win the 2025 general and regional elections. The party will officially hop on the campaign trail this Sunday with a launch at the Square of the Revolution, this time without its running mate, the Alliance for Change, AFC. In an interview on Context, which was aired on the party's Facebook page, Norton detailed intentions to revamp the transportation system while paying keen attention to the country's traffic situation. He said there is a need for a proper infrastructure development plan where roads are built with traffic management and efficiency in mind. He suggested that movement around the country remains fairly expensive, difficult, and poorly organized.
Our transportation is a mess. We need to relook transportation and ensure that we have a much better system of transportation across the country to facilitate the easy and cheap movement of people and goods. So our infrastructural development will be critical.
Norton added that the APNU's infrastructural plan will also cater for the opening of new land within the country. He said the party will concentrate on developing inland locations instead of focusing projects primarily in low-lying, vulnerable coastal areas.
We believe that there is a lot of highlands between Soosdijk and Lethem. There are a lot of highlands between Linden and Kukwani, and we should be opening these areas. Now, all of those will impact regions because we have to have areas for housing, we have to have areas for industrial site, but you cannot continue putting them in areas that are vulnerable. And so our infrastructural development program will focus on that.
Norton reiterated the need to ensure that people are well served by the construction and infrastructural programs being undertaken. He said the transportation of people and goods as well as the opening of new lands are economic moves that directly and positively impact citizens and their regions. There were smiles, laughter, and celebration today at the May 26 Nursery School in Melanie, East Coast Demerara, where a brand new children's play park was officially commissioned by First Lady Arya Ali. The facility is 10th public recreational space developed under the government's National Beautification Project and is part of a wider effort to improve early childhood development, public safety, and inclusive community spaces. Built through a partnership between the Office of the First Lady and the Central Housing and Planning Authority, the new park features play equipment, gazebo, seating, and lighting, all designed to give children a safe, modern place to learn and play.
Each time we open a new park or public space, it reminds us that apart from roads, bridges, and big buildings, development is also about creating spaces where our children and people can relax, feel safe, and enjoy life.
The park was commissioned just 2 months after the First Lady visited the school, with Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodriguez, and pledged to deliver better infrastructure for the students and wider community. Educators and parents from the school say the space will make a real difference in the children's learning and well-being.
I've also attended this nursery school many years ago, and looking back from then to now, I'm very much elated with the work that was done. The outdoor play and the outdoor play equipment, it would allow our children to play actively, it would help them to think more creatively, and it would also allow them to work together. So I think that this initiative, it would have a lasting impact on our children and our teacher, and we're very much grateful.
Today, I am very happy to see that our children can have inclusive learning, because our curriculum at nursery focuses on play. So our children will be playing through our curriculum indoor as well as our outdoor activities. They will have their learning taking place where they can learn so much from the play area provided to us today. I am extremely happy because my children can learn so much through play.
Beyond new equipment, the park represents a promise kept and a future built around connection, safety, and opportunity. With the May 26 Nursery School now home to one of the newest modern play spaces on the East Coast, children have more than just a schoolyard. They now have a place to dream, grow, and thrive. Still ahead, a national sex offender registry in the works, a tragic crash near UG, and Guyana dominates a junior squash. Don't go away.
Guyana's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Thanks for staying with us. We continue with a major legislative move in the fight against sexual violence. The Sexual Offences Amendment Bill, once passed, will establish a national sex offender registry, formally recognizing convicted offenders by name and record. Attorney General Nandlall, speaking on these issues in a news program Tuesday, explained that although the bill was not finalized in the current parliamentary cycle, it remains a top priority for post-2025 legislation. One key issue still under debate is whether the registry will be made public. Speaking to Ignite News, Nandlall said the matter remains unresolved.
We have not settled on that issue as yet, whether it would be public or whether it would be available to certain relevant stakeholder agencies. That's one of the issues that we were still consulting on to arrive at a final position.
He noted that while some countries allow public access, others restrict it to authorized agencies. Guyana, he added, is still deciding which model to adopt. Narayan Sikandar, also known as Leon, driver of motorcar PMM 3778, died this morning during surgery at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation following a three-vehicle collision on the Rupert Craig Highway yesterday. The accident happened around 9 a.m. Tuesday near the University of Guyana Access Road and has now been reclassified from a serious to fatal accident. Sikandar's body is at the GPHC mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. The collision involved hire car HD 3223 driven by 63-year-old Neil Lewis of Sisters Village, East Bank, Berbice, motorcar PAK 9877 driven by Kamel Daniels, and Sikandar's vehicle. Police investigations revealed that Daniels was driving east at a high speed when he lost control near the UG Access Road. His vehicle swerved across the median, colliding with the right side of Sikandar's car, traveling west. This impact pushed Seconder's vehicle into the path of Lewis's hire car, resulting in a second collision. All three vehicles were extensively damaged. Seconder suffered a fractured right arm and was admitted in serious condition, but later died during surgery. The other drivers and two passengers sustained chest pains and facial lacerations, are in a stable condition. Police continue their investigations. In sports, Guyana celebrated a remarkable start at the Caribbean Area Squash Association (CASA) Junior Championships in the Cayman Islands, with standout performances leading to multiple gold medals. Kaylee Lowe, Louis da Silva, and sisters Alexis and Avery Arjun each claimed individual gold, contributing to a total of 8 medals for the Guyanese team. Kaylee Lowe, the top seed in the girls under 15 category, showcased her skills by defeating Cayman Islands' Kaylee Peer in straight games, winning 11-3, 11-1, 11-2. Additionally, Alexis Arjun dominated her final against Danielle Ben of Barbados, securing a 3-0 victory with scores of 11-2, 11-5, and 11-3. Avery Arjun similarly triumphed by defeating fellow Guyanese Emily Fang of Fat 11-4, 11-2, and 11-1 in their playoff. In the boys under-19 final, Louis da Silva emerged victorious after a thrilling 5-set match against Trinidad and Tobago's Seth Tong, clinching the gold medal with a scoreline of 11-9, 6-11, 13-11, 11-13, and 11-9. While gold eluded some athletes, Zion Hickerson, Ethan Balkan, and Justin Tenpau secured several medals in their respective categories. Hickerson lost to Savant Padmore in the boys under-11 final, and Balkan fell to Bermuda's Mason Smith in the under-13 category. Tenpau was defeated by Barbadian Ben Shepherd in the under-15 final. In a noteworthy comeback, Tiani Monroe rallied from 2 sets down to win the girls under-13 plate final against Zoe McDonald. The competition now shifts to the doubles events, with the team championships set to conclude on Saturday. Richard Kettleborough is set to become England's most capped on-field test umpire, as he prepares to officiate his 93rd test match during the second test between West Indies and Australia in Grenada. This milestone will see the 52-year-old surpass his mentor, the late David Shepherd, and move to 6th place on the all-time list of test umpires. Reflecting on the achievement, Kettleborough called it a huge honor and expressed pride in following the footsteps of Shepherd, who was one of his idols. The BBC reported that Kettleborough, who began his test umpiring career 15 years ago in Galle, credited Shepherd for instilling key values in him, particularly the importance of integrity and honesty in decision-making. Quoting Shepherd, he said, "If you can look yourself in the mirror at the end of a day's play and say you give honest decisions based on what you saw, then you should sleep well." Kettleborough affirmed he upheld his principle throughout his career. Born in Sheffield, he viewed Test cricket as the highest level of sport and now hopes to become the first English umpire to reach 100 tests. The global record for most test umpired is held by Pakistan's Aleem Dar with 145 matches. Kettleborough considers reaching 100 as the ultimate achievement. Welcome back. We begin with questions surrounding spending in Trinidad and Tobago's aviation sector. The country's Transport and Civil Aviation Minister, Elisa Kaur, has questioned the airport's authorities' handling of its finances. Speaking during Senate debate on the 2025 Supplementary Appropriation Bill, Zakur revealed the authority wrote off a $205 million debt owed by Caribbean Airlines. According to the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, he argued that this decision and others are behind the authority's current inability to meet financial obligations, including $45 million in arrears for 444 current and former state police employees. Zakur also raised concerns about a $300 million land deal in Tobago. He hinted at possible corruption, referencing a list of landowners with familiar names. Allegations were also made about non-transparent procurement practices, including untendered security contracts and a suspicious timeline. Tenders awarded just a week before the general elections. In the U.S., Sean Diddy Combs has been acquitted of federal sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges, but was found guilty on 2 counts of transporting women for prostitution. Charges tied to his ex-girlfriends, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, and another woman known as Jane. The federal felonies each carry a maximum of 10 years in prison. Federal prosecutors allege Combs ran what they called a criminal enterprise. According to the indictment, he forced women to participate in events he called freak-offs, where they were allegedly given drugs and coerced into sex acts with male sex workers, acts Combs reportedly recorded. The claim stems from a large investigation which was sparked by a 2023 civil suit filed by Ventura. The singer accused Combs of abuse and rape. Though that case was settled, it was followed by surveillance footage from 2016 showing Combs physically assaulting Ventura in a hotel hallway. He later admitted to the assault in a video post. Prosecutors said abuse spanned over a decade and involved dozens of victims. And finally, Heathrow Airport is considering legal action against National Grid after a report found that a fire in March, which shut down the airport, was caused by a fault known about since 2018. The investigation found moisture had been detected in a high-voltage component at the North Heights substation. Despite multiple warnings, National Grid deferred basic maintenance, including in 2022. The delays led to over 270,000 disrupted journeys and cost airlines up to £100 million. Essential services, including road, rail, and Hillingdon Hospital, were also affected. A Heathrow spokesperson told the BBC that National Grid could and should have prevented the fire, and said the airport expects the company to take full accountability. Energy regulator Ofgem has launched an investigation. Its Director General said energy firms must properly maintain their infrastructure or face consequences. National Grid says it has since taken action and will cooperate fully with the probe. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.